Hello guys, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, welcome to Everyday Comfort. I personally have been on a health journey. I am down 32 pounds within the last year, lowering my A1C and normalizing my thyroid. I do that by using way of sourdough, hydroponics, growing my own vegetables, and pantry mixes that I know what the ingredients that are in them to eat cleaner. And I try to show that to you guys too. So welcome and thank you for joining me on this journey. Today we're doing something a little special. So they have a thing called Vlogmas that most content creators participate in YouTube. Now, traditionally, Vlogmas is 25 days. So it's 25 days to Christmas. Me being a new vlogger, like we have only been on this journey, if you can believe it, since May. So it's only been 7 months. I didn't want to do anything to overwhelm myself and not be able to give you guys a good quality product. So what I'm doing here at Everyday Comfort, we're doing 5 days. We're doing 5 days of Vlogmas, and each day for this week, starting today, I will show you something that is not only a pantry staple, but you can also give it as a gift. So today I'm excited because this recipe is homemade marshmallows. Homemade marshmallows are also gut friendly depending on the ingredients that you use. So today we'll be using beef gelatin. You can buy grass-fed beef gelatin, and I'm going to play around with this recipe, and I might show this to you guys again with a different type of beef gelatin. But for today's sake, this is beef gelatin. It's bovine gelatin. Depending on the price point and what you get, depends on all of the health qualities that you can really get out of it, like the more grass-fed and rich, kind of thing. But this is not to be mistaken, beef gelatin. And so the nutritional property of beef gelatin is the same thing as I discussed in my bone broth videos, whereas it's good for the joints, it's good for the gut lining, and if it's a little sweet, healthy wise, if it's a little sweet and it's good for you, why not? So there are recipes out there that have been made with marshmallow root, which is why I said I'll probably be making it again another time, and I'll be incorporating that with maybe another type of beef gelatin because it can be medicinal as well. So what we're going to do today is a basic, well, not basic, but it's a homemade beef gelatin marshmallow recipe. And what we're going to start with is blooming the gelatin. Now, this is for any gelatin. You need to bloom it, meaning you put it in some water and allow it to kind of absorb all the water components and to form that gelatin. So we'll start with that first. I have half a cup of gelatin, and I will be using a KitchenAid. You can use a hand mixer. When we get to that part of the recipe, I'll go over that a little bit more. So we have, sorry about that. Okay, half a cup of gelatin, and I'm starting with half of a cup. I have a fork here somewhere. Okay, good. Oh, wow. See if I can show this to you guys. You see how it's absorbing? And I'm just trying to make sure that this is well incorporated with the water before I leave it to sit. You have to leave it for about 5 minutes. What I'm doing now in the whisking is to make sure that it doesn't have clumps. We want it to be a consistent gelatin because if you have clumps here, you're going to have clumps in your marshmallow, and that's a no-no. So I might need to add a little more water to this. I'm using warm water I heated up some filtered water in the kettle, and I just warmed it up so I could have it at the ready. Some recipes call for cold water, but I think warm water makes more sense to me anyway. All right, so let me put this down. Don't make a mess. Make sure we get all this incorporated. Okay. That is really cool. You know, other things you can make besides marshmallows with this beef gelatin is gummies. So you can make, like, if you have some natural fruit juice, you can make gummy bears. All right. So I'm just going to leave it here to do its thing. I'm actually going to sit it in the microwave so that it can dissolve properly. Okay, so now we get to the interesting part, whereas we're going to make the sweetener that's going to be combined with our gelatin. So what I'm going to start with is 3/4 of a cup of warm water. I need 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup. Using maple syrup in this recipe just adds some depth of flavor. Let's see if I have a difficult time opening this up. Yes, I will. Get some. All right, so now we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup, as I said before. And 1/4 of a cup of honey. Now, what the honey does, besides the obvious, adding to the sweetness, it creates the marshmallows to be white. If we left it with just the maple syrup, it would have a brown tinge to the marshmallows. But adding the raw honey actually adds to the whiteness color of the marshmallows. Okay. Now I need my 1/4 cup honey. I think it's better if I put this down. I usually have to be squeezing this with 2 hands. It's just okay. All right, and I'll add a teaspoon of sea salt, and then we'll get it on the stove top to warm up and get all the sugars to dissolve together. Okay, I think I got it all, most of it out anyway. Okay, and then, like I said, a teaspoon of sea salt. Here we go. Now, some people use candy thermometers when they're boiling like the honey and the maple syrup together. I don't have that, so I'm just going to be eyeballing when it gets to a certain bubbly stage to take this off. And I will try to show you guys when that happens so you'll know what it at least looks like. Sorry about not having the candy thermometer. As we continue on this journey, we'll kind of incorporate tools as we go. How about that? All right, so to the stovetop it goes. I'm going to put this on a medium heat. I have an electric stove, so about maybe like a 3. And we'll get this heated up. And I'll be back to show you the mixture that we'll combine with the gelatin for the marshmallows. But in the meantime, I have here a glass dish. I believe it's, yes, an 8x8 glass dish that I'm going to use for the marshmallows. What my idea is to line it with parchment. And I'm just going to try to make a square, if I can, to put at the base so it doesn't stick to the container. Okay. I am totally eyeballing this. But the goal is for it to lay flat at the bottom. Then we'll add a little, that's good. All right. Then we'll add a little of my grapeseed ghee here. And we're just going to brush it all over. Let me get my brush really quick. And again, this is just for the marshmallows not to be able to stick. You may not want to use this step, but I think it's just a good precaution. That way we should have them pop out fairly easily. Because it's going to be a very sticky mixture. Cool. All right. So the last thing I want to do, put this on that. The last thing I want to do is add a little bit of arrowroot powder. Now, I believe we have discussed arrowroot powder before in a previous video. This is a non-caking agent like a cornstarch. This can be used in the place of cornstarch. For this particular recipe, this can also be used in the place of powdered sugar, which it gives you that coating so that when you cut the marshmallows, they won't stick together. There'll be some, separation in the portions. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit on the bottom. And when we get it all, before I cut it, we'll sprinkle a little bit on the top. It's not going to take away from the sweetness of the marshmallows, but it's also not going to add extra sweetness, but it will also keep it separate as powdered sugar would also do. So, okay, so let me get a spoon to do just a light sprinkle. See here, so I don't make a mess. There we go. There we go. It's helping me do that. Now, optic wise, this right now might not look like the prettiest thing, but trust me, it's going to help in the long run. And then we'll just take it off, peel it off when we're getting ready to cut what we need to do. So it kind of looks like, you know, how you would flour and grease a cake. All right, let me check back on my mixture and I'll be right back. Okay, excuse the fog, but this is the boil that I'm talking about. We're getting ready to take it off now. Okay, we are back. And we have our gelatin here set. And that, put that down. Lock it. All right. And let's also get our sweetener that we've heated. Okay, so I was thinking the recipe calls for a splash of vanilla extract, which I can put in there. But what if I add some vanilla bean paste? And then we'd have little flecks of vanilla in the marshmallow. Sounds like something I want to do. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, the best way to do this is probably pour this in a measuring glass so then I can pour it slowly because this is going to have to whisk while I incorporate it. Okay, so I'm going to add a splash of vanilla, okay, to this mixture. And then as it's mixing, I will add a few drops of the vanilla bean paste. So, whoa. Let's get that going. All right. That's better. Because this stuff is hot and you don't want it splattering back on you. You know what I mean? Now you can use your spatula to work the sides to get them all down. A nice slow pour. Might need to incorporate a tea towel here. And you're supposed to gradually bring the speed up. See how the color's changing? It's getting lighter. I have it on 6 at the moment. I'm going to leave it here to let it just do its thing. Okay, so as I was kind of referring to before in this mixing process, you could do this with a handheld mixer, but you're going to be going for a while. I think we are done. I moved the setting up to 8. The higher you go, the more it's able to incorporate. You see? Can you see? Can you see how that's? You just want it to be like a cream. You don't want to do it too long to where it's whipped cream consistency, because it causes it to dry out quickly. All right, so I am just going to remove this here. And of course, I gotta taste it, you guys. That is really good. Does it taste like beef? No. It's just got a nice little meringue to it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. All right. So what I'm going to do is pour this batter into the dish, and then I'm going to set it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. Leave it time to set. We'll take it out and again, dust it with a little arrowroot powder, cut into it, and there we go, guys. It's not that hard. I encourage you to try it. It's crazy. Okay. Let me put this to the side. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Gonna pour this. I did add some vanilla bean paste to this. Oh, this is you might want to use a bigger pan for this. This is really going to make some, it's fine. One good size marshmallow will be good for me for hot chocolate. But for gift giving, you can also package this appropriately as well. Okay. This off of here. Okay. Hey, we are back. We have let this have time to set. I am just so impressed. I'm going to put down some arrowroot powder. Or should I do rice flour? Should I do rice flour? This is already in kind of a shaker thing. And this is going to be really light too. It's not going to mess up the surface. Let's get that all lightly dusted. Okay. I have a butter knife here that's been greased. There we go. And we're just going to separate. I think this was the benefit of actually having it greased beforehand in the liner. Beautiful. Okay. So we take that off. And look at that, you guys. Our gelatin. All right. So, our marshmallow. So, let me get some. This is not doing what I had hoped it would do as far as spreading it all over. Okay. So now, see that? Now, as I had mentioned when we started this video, that not only you can use this for your pantry, you can also use it in gift giving. So what you can do is get a decorated box with, you know, twine and ribbon, and box up a few of these and share it with your friends and loved ones, your family and co-workers, wherever you need it, you know. You can add this to any hot beverage of your choosing. It's going to add the standard creaminess and all the properties that the average marshmallow would add to your drink. So if you have like a holiday latte that you enjoy, besides, you know, just your regular hot cocoa, if you don't want to put it in a box, you can also add these little, see how they're not sticking together? You can add these in a mason jar, put some twine and some ribbon, and gift it. So I am going to finish up here. You can also freeze this, I believe. I'm going to look into that, and I will put some stuff down below to let you know about that. But I think you can freeze this. So this is good in the refrigerator. In this glass jar here, it's good in a refrigerator for 2 weeks. I will put below about freezing it. But like, you know, I would definitely try it if I were you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know below if you would use this recipe, if you would add anything to the recipe. Maybe you would add like peppermint extract or cardamom. You can add cardamom to this, make cardamom marshmallows. You know, just play with the flavors. A little almond extract, you can play with it. But this is definitely something that you can use, not just as a holiday gift, but you can use it throughout the winter. You know, some people like it all year round. However, just enjoy the marshmallows, and thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays, and I'll see you again soon.